Welcome back, folks, to more Let's Play Pokemon Scarlet, the Hidden Treasure of Area Zero DLC, Part 2, the Indigo Disc. So, in the last episode, we essentially completed the, we completed the DLC, we got the credits and everything, but there is something, apparently, that we still need to be doing. So what do we got? We got Kieran's classroom, we got Carmine's room, we've got, the League Club. Okay, was it at the entrance we needed to go? I can't remember. To be fair, it's been a couple of days since the last, since the last video. I believe. Hello, pal. Nice to see you again. Nice to see you. Oh, hey there, Masterath. What brings you back up here? I can ask you the same. Why not? Me? Oh, I'm just enjoying the ocean breeze. Staring at the battle court, hoping for an interesting match to start up or something. By the by, how's that blueberry Pokedex of yours coming along? Come show me once you filled it in a bit. And definitely come show me if you complete it. I'll be sure to shower you with praise. Thanks. I want to show you it. So I've got 143 species of Pokemon in the terrarium. Pretty good collection. Lots of different Pokemon in the terrarium, yep. It takes serious cash to keep the temperatures regulated throughout the whole thing. Thanks. Where do we actually sort of need to go here? Oh, Snacksworth here. Hello. Oh, would you look at the cut of your jib? You must be the one everyone's talking about. You're the Paldean exchange student, Masterath. Oh, my name's not Snacksworth. Why is your name Snacksworth? I don't get it. Yes, indeed. Call me Snacksworth. I do love to see the young students putting some real effort into their self-improvement. Especially the kids who really give their all for the old BBQs. I reward them with snacks. These snacks I make are special treats. Made just to the tastes of certain Pokemon. With one of my snacks in hand, you may find yourself running into a quite spectacular Pokemon. So come give old Snacksworth the latest whenever. You've been hard at work with those BBQs. Alright. Let's see if you're chipping away at those BBQs or not, Masterath. Heavens to Betsy, you've gotten and completed 10 solo quests. I'd say you've earned yourself one of my special snacks, Masterath. Oh yeah. We have obtained the Zapdos treat. A snack made from ingredients favoured by the legendary Pokemon Zapdos. That there's a Zapdos treat. You know Zapdos, frightfully rare that one. Not your run-of-the-mill Pokemon. Speaking of Zapdos, I do recall this one particular encounter when I was a younger fella. I climbed right up the tippity top of one of the highest, from one of those lighthouses you've got in Paldea. And I was taking in the view, looking over a distant city, when, would you believe it, the heavens broke wide open. And rain started pouring down on me. I thought I'd better get out of that mess in a hurry, so I turned to head down again. And the whole sky lit up like a huge crash of lightning, and Zapdos came flying out of nowhere. It blew right by me, quick as a flash. It loves that snack you have there, so you might just have a shot of meeting it too. Run to old Zapdos. Make sure to give it my best. Yeah, so this is one of the things. There are 25 legendaries in the post-game that you can get with Snacksworth here by getting different treats. I believe some of the quests are solo quests, and some of them you actually have to play online with a bunch of other people. And I know no one who plays this game. So, yeah, that's going to be a bit awkward. But, yeah. I'm going to try and catch the 25. I'm going to try it. And, yeah. It's going to be a very, very, very sort of consolidated montage for this. Plus also just catching Pokemon in general, because that's really pretty much the best we can do here. So, yeah, I'm going to be essentially catching lots of Pokemon, and doing some quests as well, the BP quest, to get enough for me to get all the treats. Again, I'm going to have to go into online mode at some point, and, you know, it's going to be interesting, that is. Alright, so, yeah, montage, I guess. Sure.
Okay, so the 25 legendary snacks that we need to get these legendary Pokemon, all 25 of them. So, yes, luckily I was able to join a Discord server which had some Union Circles available, and did, I'd say, probably about 5 hours of just doing BBQs. And I was able to get all the snacks eventually. How I got them is you can get all of them, even though there are technically ones that are version exclusives, but yeah, I believe if you at least have one member of the team being from a different game than you, then you should be okay. But yes, I got, I believe, 130 solo quests. It goes up in increments of 10, and you get a snack there. But also the solo quests, which I was able to do 12 of them, which are sort of these ones, these sort of yellowy ones, which are usually quite difficult. Things like make a 4-star sandwich with friends. I had to go get ingredients because I sold all my ingredients to buy more Pokeballs. So I had to go and get more ingredients. But yeah, once you get all those, and you have all 25 available, it's time to start legendary hunting. And I'm pretty much going to just go down the list from first to last. So we kick off, obviously, with the Generation 1 legendary birds, kicking off with Articuno, which can be found at the west of Montenevera. So, yeah, I was recording this on the 20th of December 2023. It's my first, essentially my first attempt at these. And Articuno, to be honest, could have gone better, but it could have gone a hell of a lot worse. I was being set up for failure with a catch on the second ball. So essentially I tried to go for the quick ball strategy with my first ball. Never worked. To the point that I actually ended up giving it up eventually. Just to try and damage them and use Ultra Balls instead. But yeah, Ultra Ball, second attempt with the ball. So yeah, that's 2 so far I've used on the first legendary. The next legendary is Zapdos, which is at the Pokepath Lighthouse. Yep, member of the legendary birds from Generation 1. And yeah, just at the top of the lighthouse. You could probably expect that, really, with it being Zapdos and it being an electric-type Pokemon, and all that stuff. But yeah, this is where I sort of start getting a slight problem. Zapdos didn't take me 2 attempts, or didn't take me 2 balls to throw to get it. Instead, Zapdos took me 10, which isn't too bad. Essentially, my strategy is to damage it down to 1 health with Halberd, with False Swipe, and then just chuck balls at it. My strategy does change as I go further in, so don't worry. It's not just that. But at the moment, it is just False Swipe and then try and catch the thing. But yeah, 10 attempts for Zapdos, 10 balls, not too bad, I guess. Next up, this is one of the annoying ones, and it's Moltres from the legendary birds. It's in the North Asada Desert. So there's on a bit of a sort of like a mountain at the north side of it. There's a problem with catching Moltres, which is there's a sandstorm around, or at least there can be. It sort of turns up and then goes away and then turns back up again. And Moltres is a pain, especially with the strategy that I'm using of False Swipe. Yeah, not great. So I actually used my first Master Ball here, because it was getting very close to dead. I wasn't catching it in the 3 attempts I did before. So instead, I just chucked a Master Ball at it, because surely there's not going to be many really annoying ones, I'd expect, that could potentially knock itself out. That's what I was thinking at the time, at least. Oh, it gets worse from here. Next up, we go into the legendary beasts from Generation 2, and we kick off with the electric-type Raikou. So, Raikou is located east of the Ice Wren Shrine, where we got one of the legendaries of the main game. And yeah, this was one of the first real annoying ones. Not for anything in particular. Well, okay, one thing in particular. Raikou wouldn't stay in its ball. And that was a bit of a problem. But a funny thing really was that I got no wobble on the first 5 throws. I got 1 wobble on the throws between attempts 6 and 10. So I just... Unfortunately, I wasn't recording my voice, I wasn't recording audio at the time. I pretty much just said, oh, well, I'm probably going to catch it on the 16th catch then, aren't I? Which did end up happening. I did actually catch it on the 16th attempt, but I completely forgot. I'm not playing Pokemon Go right now, where pretty much if you get the 3rd wobble, you've caught the Pokemon. While in this game, 3rd wobble, nah, there's a chance it can still get out. But yeah, on this attempt, I did actually get it on the 16th catch. So 16, at the moment, we have our prick pick number 1, and it's Raikou. But I'm just happy I called that, to be honest. But yeah, there's no audio for it, which is a bit annoying. So you'll have to take my word for it. I don't call any of the other catches, by the way. So this is the only one that I do. So next up, it is the fire type of the legendary beast, Entei, which is located north of Levincia. And yeah, not really much to add when it comes to Entei. When it comes to any of these, really, at least at the moment. But Entei was it was all right to try and catch, and we were able to finally get it after 9 attempts. So the 9th throw, and we were able to catch Entei. So yeah, not too bad. And then, last but not least of the legendary beasts of Generation 2, the water type, my personal favourite of the legendary beasts, Suicune, simply because I have used one before. They are located on the west side of Casaroya Lake. Yeah, I love ribbons. I love Suicune. Suicune's great. But yeah, and obviously due to the fact that I do quite like Suicune as a Pokemon, it took me 4 throws to get it. Suicune just wanted for us to be reunited again after Pokemon Sword and Shield and after Pokemon Colosseum. So, you know, that makes sense, I guess. Either that or I just got really bloody lucky. So next up, keeping on with Generation 2, we have the Tower Duo next. First up, it is Lugia, who can be seen at the north of North Province Area 1, just in the water. Just having a lovely swim in the water, and we come along and ruin it. So, yeah, what annoying gits we are. Speaking of annoying gits, though, Lugia is an issue. Mostly because it has the move Recover, which recovers half of your hit points. So, the Force Swipe strategy doesn't work as well as expected. But it did go mostly fine, to be fair. It did go mostly fine with Lugia. We were able to deal with it quite well and caught it in 6 throws. So, yeah, 7 down, and we've used 51 balls so far, so not too bad at all. Next up, the second half of the Tower Duo, the Fire-type Ho-Oh. Ho-Oh is located on the west of South Province Area 4, just up a mountain. And, yeah, this thing also knows Recover. So, yeah, pretty much very similar thing to Lugia when it comes to this. Only it does actually have a move that can burn us in Sacred Fire, which makes it really annoying to try and get it back down to red health so I can try and catch it. Luckily, having a Pokemon go down to red health, at least at the moment, there's not really a big issue with this, apart from obviously the Moltres Sandstorm problem. But yeah, Ho-Oh, 5 attempts, 5 throws. At the moment, we've only had 2 that have gone 10 or over when it comes to our throws, so quite good. That's number 8 down. Ho-Oh has been caught. Next up, it's Latias, and Latias of the Eon Duo of Generation 3 is quite close to where I caught Ho-Oh, actually. It's just on the beach to the north of it, so you just fly down and get Latias. So, Latias was probably one of the most annoying Pokemon I had to try and catch. Latias, I threw like 40 balls at it, and it wouldn't stay in any of them, and then it struggled itself to death. So, I had to change my strategy here, and I actually got Yawn on my Slowbro. So, Perry now has Yawn, which means that now I can send Pokemon to sleep, which is quite good, which gives me more chance to catch them, but also, it means they use less of their power points, because Struggle is a bit of an annoyance, and that's something I wanted to try and avoid. Anyway, luckily, 1 reset later, and we did actually catch Latias quite easily, I guess. It does have the move Healing Wish, which makes no sense for a solo Pokemon to have, a wild Pokemon to have, as it causes the user to faint, then immediately switches into a new Pokemon. So luckily, since there's no other Pokemon for it to switch into, it can't do it when it comes to that, and it actually gives health to the new Pokemon. So luckily, that's just a dead move in its arsenal. But yeah, we were luckily able to catch Latias in 10 attempts. So yeah, but if you want to include the other 40 and then the reset, then go ahead. Go ahead. Speaking of the Eon Duo, next up is Latios. The other one of the Gen 3 Eon Duo. which is located at the north of East Province Area 3, just at the little pond here. Sort of little pond, little lake, something like that. Latios, while Latias can be completely walled by a dark type, because it literally only has Psychic as an attacking move, Latios is a lot more aggressive. I think it doesn't have any, if I remember correctly at least, this was a couple of days ago at least, but yeah, it doesn't have any sort of defensive moves. It just has attacking moves like Luster Purge and things like that. So, you know, quite dangerous, but not bad. It did break the the prick pick record. Well, actually, no, it tied it. It took me 16 balls to catch Latios eventually, but now I am using the Yawn strategy with Slowbro. So, I'm still taking them down to red health with False Swipe with Haxorus, but then I'm switching into Perry, and Perry is using Yawn to put them to sleep, and that gives me more chance to catch them. So, that's all good there. Right, speaking of Generation 3, we now move on to the Super Ancient Pokemon. Seriously, is that its bloody name for the trio of Kyogre, Groudon, and Rayquaza? Apparently it is. But yes, first up, Kyogre, located in the North Paldean Sea. This is an annoying fight. I could just say that. Kyogre is an annoying fight. It has the move Aqua Ring. And Aqua Ring heals you every turn, essentially. There's no downside to it, you know, it's just a little bit of extra health per turn. So it was quite an annoying one to try and get, but I got insanely lucky. And I actually got a critical catch on Kyogre on my 11th attempt at it. So I got very fortunate with Kyogre, very fortunate. But we did get it, first critical catch of a couple when it comes to these, I will say that. A few, I guess, because it is more than 2. But it's not much more than 2. But yes, Kyogre has been caught. Next up for the Super Ancient Pokemon, the Ground-type Groudon. So it is located in the Alfornada Caverns. It is in the cavern, and it does have some very devastatingly annoying moves. But it's not too bad, I guess. You can sort of go through the cavern, and you'll eventually get him on the right-hand side. You will find Groudon. And Groudon is, yeah, annoying. So it's got Rest as an ability, which puts itself to sleep and then restores it to full health. Which you'd think is annoying, but it's actually not too bad when it comes to that. Because I instead, when it was resting, I started using Dragon Dances with a Halberd. Just so we can have a powered up Full Swipe. To try and get it, like, pretty much from all health to 1 health in 1 turn, because that'd be quite useful for us. I completely forgot to use Dusk Balls in this battle, if I remember correctly. But yeah, we were able to catch Groudon eventually on our 9th throw, so not too shabby, not too bad. At this point, I believe I was pretty much not bothering with the Quick Ball strategy anymore. That was pretty much what was happening there. And last but not least, the last of the Super Ancient Pokemon from Generation 3, Rayquaza. So, Rayquaza is up the mountain to the Great Crater at South Province Area 3, just overlooking how you can get into the Great Crater. And, yeah, Rayquaza, like, one of the strongest Pokemon of all time, at least its Mega Form is, which isn't in this game. But, yeah, Rayquaza got it in 11. Got it in 11 throws, so not bad. It is an annoying one, though. It took longer than expected. It took longer than Kyogre, which was also 11 throws. Because Rayquaza has Fly. And, yeah, Fly is... it just wastes turns, to be honest. And what's really annoying is when I used Yawn on Rayquaza, and then Rayquaza flied and fell asleep in the air. And it stayed in the air. It's just, that's just a bit annoying, really. It's not great. But yeah, we were eventually able to catch Rayquaza in 11 attempts, so not too bad, not too bad. Well, with that, guys, we've got 3 generations down, but we still have the rest of them to go. There are a total of, I believe, 12, so 12 more to get, and we'll be seeing you in the next episode of Let's Play Pokemon Scarlet, the Hidden Treasure of Area 0 DLC Part 2, the Indigo Disc. We're going to be finishing off these 25 legendaries. I'll see you then.